Hello and welcome to Grizzly Greg, the honey-loving bear. And right there he is, my friends. He is loving his honey. It's probably over here in a beehive somewhere. Hey, first and foremost, make sure you have your notebook out and you're ready to take some good old notes. And here we go. Grizzly Greg, the honey-loving bear, is always on the lookout for bees. He follows the bees back to their hive and collects as much honey as possible. Yesterday, Grizzly Greg found a hive while the bees crawled under his fur and stung again and again. Yee, ouch! Grizzly Greg stole 4/5 pounds of honey. If Grizzly Greg divides the honey into meals that are 5/8 of a pound, how many meals can he make? And your hint is how many 5/8 are in 4/5. All right, well, let's do the mathematical model first here. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a mathematical model that represents the 4/5 pounds of honey, okay? So I'm going to just draw a little box here, and we're going to move this up so I have a little bit more room. And now I am going to create 4/5. Well, to create 5 parts, I need to make 4 lines. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4 lines. And that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. Now I get, or actually Grizzly Greg gets 4 out of the 5 parts. So let's color in 4 of the 5 parts, and we'll color it in yellow. Same color as honey. Yummy. Love it. All right. And there you have it. 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5, right? Now, the meals that Grizzly Greg here has are 5/8 of a pound, right? So I've got to cut this going this way into 8 parts, right? So let's go ahead and make 7 lines to make 8 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm going to have to do another one right here, 7. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 parts. Now, one meal is 5/8 of a pound. So what I got to do is get 5 of these full. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm going to circle these 5, okay? So let's go ahead and I'll do that in red, and we'll circle those 5. Now, so that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8 of a pound. Now, I'm going to move some of these over here, and I need to fill in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to take 5 away from here. So I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that means I can fill these 5 in right here. So I'll fill those 5 in. And now this is one meal right here. I'll do this in blue. So I've got one meal right there that he's got. And he's got these left over, right? So let's go ahead and count those. I'm going to enlarge this a little bit. And we'll count those. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 out of, in order to get a whole nother meal, he needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to fill in a box like this. Well, 5 times 5 is going to give you 25, right? So he actually has one meal and 7 25ths of a second meal, right? So that is good stuff because Grizzly Greg here has one full meal and then a little bit more for the next day, right? Superb, my friends. Hey, this is the mathematical model of 4/5 divided by the 5/8, right? Let's see the algorithm, all right? So let's go ahead and just write that. I've got 4/5 divided by 5/8 right there. Fantastic. All right, so now with division of fractions, you can use one of 2 strategies. You can either use multiply the reciprocal or mountains and valleys. I will show you both. The first one is multiply the reciprocal. So I'll leave the first fraction as it is, right? And then instead of division, I'm going to multiply the reciprocal. So watch what I do here. So I convert the division into multiplication, and then I flip this one upside down. So the 5 goes on the bottom and the 8 goes up on the top. Now I can just multiply like normal, where I multiply the numerators and I multiply the denominators. Let's do that right now. 4 times 8 is going to give you 32. And then 5 times 5 is going to give you 25. And right there is your answer. However, it is not simplified because it's an improper fraction because the numerator is bigger than the denominator. I sometimes call that a top-heavy fraction. All right, but this is the one strategy of multiply the reciprocal, right? So I can multiply the reciprocal, or I can use mountains and valleys. So if I use mountains and valleys, I can make a mountain here and multiply those two. So I would multiply those, and I got 5 times 5 is 25 for my denominator. And then I could make a valley and just come 4 times 8, and that's going to give me 32. And as you can see, whether you use mountains and valleys or you multiply the reciprocal, either way you get 32 25ths. And these two are the same. That is fantastic, my friends. As I mentioned before, this is top heavy or improper. So I need to think of this as 32 divided by 25. I always tell my students you can think of fractions in 3 ways: 32 25ths, 32 out of 25, or in this case, since I want to simplify it, 32 divided by 25. So let's go ahead and do that right down here. I got 32 divided by 25. And 25 will go in there 1 times. 1 times 25 will give me 25. And when I subtract, I got some trouble coming. So I'm going to borrow from this, turn this into a 2, and turn this into 12. And lo and behold, 12 minus 5 is going to give you 7, right? And 2 minus 2 is going to zero out. And your remainder becomes your numerator. So I got 7. And then your divisor becomes your denominator. So I got 25. And lo and behold, I get 1 and 7 25ths. And as you see, that agrees with our mathematical model right there. And that is always beautiful, my friends. I love it. So once again, the answer to your problem is right here, and it is 1 and 7 25ths. And love that. Hey, what I'd like you to do right now is go ahead and back this video up all the way to where I first started doing the mathematical model here, and then play a little, pause and copy, play a little, pause and copy, play a little, pause and copy, until you've done the entire problem side by side with me. That, my friends, is the fastest way to learn. Until next time, I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you soon.